We got the Saiyan season
Session.
So it's not a Saiyan session. This is a Saiyan season session.
Yeah.
So it becomes a little more special to all of us.
You just add one word on it.
It's good promoting. It's good promoting. keeps it simple for people. That's because we don't want to reveal all the other big names.
Yeah.
The TV show and the movie.
He ain't got no big names.
All the things we've got in the works.
People do not expect us to go loud, but I feel like we.
I'm listening. I'm sorry. I got distracted.
We like to stay busy and
You on the show. Don't worry about what's back here.
We like to stay busy and every way we can kind of take our talent and expand our craft, we're going to. And I got, of course, my right hand.
Hello.
The lovely Fabi Cakes.
Ooh.
Fabi Cakes.
Oh.
Are we calling you
Bad Gal Fifi?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
Anytime
thought that's for the Go Test radio.
Well, now anytime I'm on
It's
the mic,
not a split personality.
It's a split personality, but anytime I'm doing my creative bag or I'm on the mic or I'm doing anything like that,
she's the boss lady. She's Bad Gal Fifi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like to. I started doing this because I was just a kid having fun. Yeah. And she kind of had to come and supervise me, and, and this is why you see some kind of growth in the shows and my personal artist career.
Yeah, but you help keep me on track because you help like contain my creative mind too. Because I'm always like, Victor, why don't we do this? And you're like, yo, chill. Like, how many things you trying to do right now? Let's focus on one thing at a time. I'm like, okay.
And I feel like it's important to focus on one thing
No,
at a time
it is.
because I am a huge procrastinator. I'm always running late, so the less things I'm running late to, the better, to be quite honest.
Same here.
And today we got... Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's nobody else coming.
But yeah, so we've got our next Saiyan season coming up.
So we're going to talk about first?
Well, no, we're gonna do a little recap tonight about the season finale that we had in December. And then
let me throw some energy up in here. What we doing, bruh?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just kind of warming up into it.
Y'all sound like y'all about to cry.
No, I feel like my Saiyan sessions really start really slow. I feel like it's special to us. This is the first time we're actually sitting in front of a podcast. Oh yeah, we're kind of taking in the whole energy. Me and Fabi have talked about this for like half a year last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something that we've had in our minds.
I'm glad to be a blessing for you.
No, to expand that work.
No, I'm just saying icy.
Mystic Martian.
No, fuck everybody.
Fuck everybody.
Just ice. Just ice.
I see myself. It's finally putting us on.
Jokes, guys.
We're actually out here. He's trying to spice it up. All right, but no, let's really get into this. We got also with us the beautiful
Miss Raina Sands.
Hey, y'all.
Yes.
Hey, girl, hey.
She's one of our beautiful Sailor Scouts.
Yes. Oh,
you
my
guys
gosh.
have been to our first Sailor Moon season. You saw her just rip the stage right off.
Girl, you came out like I'd never seen you perform before, and I was like, okay, like I need to like research her a little bit, like who's Raina Sands, and then like you came out at the show, and I was like, holy crap, like she is owning this, like, girl. You came and delivered. I was like,
thank you. I tried.
Need to get a piece of that.
So if you want to kind of tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, how'd you end up in our little lineup?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I've never been on the radio before. It's kind of cool. No, my name is Raina Sands, and I'm just a local artist who's trying to be big one day and make millionaire, moves. Dream. You know what I'm saying? That is the ultimate dream. Making music, dancing, hosting, whatever that I have to do to get in that avenue. That's where I'm gonna be.
Are you local? Local? Were you born here or?
No, I was born in Asbury Park, New Jersey. Yeah, and then I moved here when I was like 9.
Okay.
And then I lived in Cape Coral first, which was trash. And then I hated it.
I've been hiding out there for like 30 years now.
Okay, so. I'm gonna cut you first.
Nah, it's trash. I hate it.
No, Cape is amazing now.
Nah, there's way too much ops out there.
No, it's so amazing now. Like I love Cape. Cape has so much opportunity. It really, truly does.
Yeah,
like
potential, a lot of
potential.
It's got so much potential.
It could have a lot of potential.
Trash. So where are you at now then? What mansion are you at now?
Not a mansion. I live in bum ass Lehigh, which is worse. But no, I moved here and then I started singing like in the church. You know, my dad was a pastor, and they just handed me a mic one day, and I was like, hey, me, and I just was singing after that, and then I started dancing after that, taking classes, things like that. And went to school out here in high school. I went to Lehigh Senior.
Did you do any like talent shows or anything like that in high school?
Well, singing? Not really. I wasn't really into like competition stuff. You know what I mean?
You're just doing it for the
I would just do it for the love of it, just for the fun, just for the exposure, for that like.
But were you ever put on into something like big like that?
Yeah. I did a couple our dance department, we would go to like all county and state and things like that. But if we didn't win, we didn't win. Like I was just like, oh, I'm happy I'm here. You know, like I'm happy that I'm having a good time with like different people and stuff like that. So yeah. So we finished up with that. And then I went to Gainesville. I lived in Gainesville for a little bit, for about 2 years.
For college?
Yeah. And I went to Santa Fe and I studied in microbiology and then the arts. And it was just like a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I moved back down here and started actually working on my music. Like I was like, you know what?
And then you found the community.
This. Yeah. And then I was introduced to like, I didn't even know.
What was your first like open mic out here?
What was it? I think it was OTP.
Was it OTP?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The first time I went to OTP, the first time I heard about it, they were just like putting out like, you know, advertisement and stuff. And I hit up Daddy Fresh, DJ, and I've known him for like years, you know. So I was like, oh, I see what you're doing. Like, that's really dope. I'd like to hop on the mic. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. First night I went out there, I performed. Absolutely amazing. The crowd was so good. The energy was really good. The band was freaking awesome. Amazing. Yeah. And then after like a couple shows, I just kept going, kept performing. And then I was introduced to Poets Realm too. Yeah. Poets Realm was just like a little bit more intimate, you know, like, and I really enjoyed it because it took poetry to like the next level. You know what I mean? Especially here in the community. I never heard like poets out here. I never heard any artists out here. I was just like, y'all asleep. Like, okay, I gotta do this on my own. But then when I was introduced to like the mass variety of art that's out here, I was like, oh, word.
It blows your mind.
2 years ago, right? 2-3 years ago? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, so I literally just started making music. Like,
girl, I found this community
like 3 years ago.
Last year. And like I remember thinking like, oh, there's like nothing, like I had no idea there was anything going on in this area. Yeah. And then I found this whole creative community and I was like, what?
Yeah, it was discovering like a civilization that had been hidden for
like, right, it's like a tiny little island of people.
I just keep like, I feel like an archaeologist. I just keep uncovering all these like
the only thing about it is like I don't ever want to get off the island. I'm not like, help me, save me.
I want to learn about you guys. I want to know about the culture. I want to know how we can help out, how we can be part of it. And I feel like that's what, that is what Southwest Florida sort of is to most of us. I feel like, because I got involved 3 years ago. And back then it was like, again, everything was just starting up. But then you had your people that were already doing it. Like,
hold on, let me add in on that. It was going, but it was so clicked up. I hope people watch this. It was so clicked.
Oh yeah. And this is again, and this is why I started the Saiyan seasons, because I realized, because I was going out to Poets Realm and I was going out to Gulf Coast Leisure And there was the shows that Frankie Cole was throwing, and everybody was like different crowds.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm friends with everybody, and I think that I can pull the distinct crowd for each one of them, and have this big show. And that's what ended up being like a bunch of people that were just, you know what I mean, not involved, but doing the same thing from, like you said, different cliques.
Yeah. That's why I was so grateful. Like I got to know the community through the Saiyan seasons, because like now I know people, like I know like the Medina Naples crowd, I know the Fort Myers crowd, I know the Cape crowd that like I rock with because it's my home team, you know, like I know a little bit of everybody because that's what you brought out in like that the community.
Into the shows, of course. And again, in like where I was going to is right when I got introduced to it, when it was like 3 years ago, Cure was, you know, throwing all the bigger shows. And one of the things that shocks me now is that a lot of people were talking about Dominic Fike. Like Dominic Fike had just been at their houses like a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, dumb this, dumb that. And then all of a sudden, you know, hey, there might be rumors he's getting signed. Hey, and then Jams went out and took pictures of him. And then you started hearing so much of him, and then you just see him, boom, blow up.
Right.
That to a lot of people is like people from that probably got introduced last year. They're like, oh, this dude just, he's like big and he's from Naples. But a lot of people that might have met him 3 years ago were like, nah, this dude was just with us. And now he's like doing what we all want to be doing. You know what I mean? So
we all will be doing.
Sooner than later, I feel like there's a lot of ice in Southwest Florida. I feel like it's very important everything that we're doing. And this is why I feel like the way that we're taking things is a lot more serious, a lot more organized, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I when I started took it as, again, I want to have some fun with my friends. I want to create that environment where I can bring people and just have fun with it. You know what I mean? And then we're now sitting like almost 2 years later since I started the shows, and I sit down with Fabi and it's conversations of, okay, how many people were at the shows? What were bar sales like? What kind of crowds are we pulling? How can we pull different crowds? You know, like trying to think of this. How can we make this
sustainable for everybody? How can we make this sustainable for the artists? How can we, you know, like we want to empower, like make it to where everybody's able to do their crafts in a way that like they can have livelihoods from them.
You really start creating like that foundation of what you want to do.
Because like I don't care about fame. I don't care about any of that, because like I have no hopefuls for that. But like having a sustainable career, doing the things and the passions that I love and creating, like being able to sustain a life for myself and live well, which for me is not a lot, you know, like I've set my life up in a way that my bills and for me to do the things that I love, the little traveling I love or doing stuff like that, like it doesn't require a grand scale. If that comes because I work hard to get it, then I'm not going to turn that down.
That's another thing we talk about is the fact that since it's all, and again, this is, aside from being for us and what we're trying to get, the more support that we get, the more help that we get, the bigger team that we get, the bigger venues we're able to get, the bigger artists we're able to get, the more professional everything becomes, and it becomes better for everybody, from the artists performing to the people that are trying to come out and enjoy the experience. So again, it goes far beyond, because you know what I mean, like it's one of those things where, again, we sat down, we talked about it. Is it worth going through all the stress and putting in all the money to bring this show, or do we rather just save our money and try to make it go a different way? You know what I mean? And again, to me, the thrill of throwing a show,
especially this one. I mean, like in the last couple have been so amazing. Like the Sailor Moon season, I was so really good turnout. Excited about. Like it was so, like y'all all brought so much like amazing energy.
They were really like, good.
It was such a great turnout. Like the crowd was amazing. The venue was amazing. Like, I mean, shout out Mystic Martian. I mean, like
everything came in.
No, I'm not even talking about before that. Like he talked about the one,
the Palace Pub.
No. The Palace? Curate.
Yeah.
When they did that first list, it jumbled. Like it wasn't until people started knowing when we when we all saw that, we started seeing
that is true, because
the opposite, like your Dominic Fike, your your Nate Traveler, your some of the kids that I forgot the kids that wear the surgical mask that's black. Yeah. Those guys, I didn't know those until Curate said something about it. And then it sparked my interest. Take this as a gem. It sparked my interest to then jump into the media. We have to be able to talk about you to generate an interest about you.
Yeah, somebody has to.
You're just dropping music.
Of course.
For all those artists, and I know I have some on my page, y'all got to stop with this just dropping music. It's got to have something behind it.
No, but I think
or marketing campaigns.
No, but I think
something.
a lot of them are being really smart about that now. I really got to give credit where credit's due. I think a lot of them are really starting to get smart about
maybe the people that you're paying attention to.
The pool is too big though. That's the problem because everybody like you're saying. There's artists right now, and shout out to Ivan the Hippie. He's doing one song a month. So dude's dropping one song, but he's dropping visuals, and he's having a show for the.
But what kind of name does he have though?
Ivan the Hippie.
Oh, yeah, like what's his following?
Oh, he's got a.
Oh no, yeah. Again, with
following.
Ivan is one of those artists who has actually, aside from having a big following down here and probably closer to Naples, he's gone out to Orlando. He's gone out to Tampa,
okay, not talking about him. I'm talking about your new artist that's trying to break in.
Oh, and
has no name. They keep just pounding music with getting out of the studio.
I agree with what you're saying.
You gotta get out
because there needs to be a sense of content all the time. You know what I mean? And the branding and the marketing, it comes along with that. So if you're gonna continuously drop music, there has to be like even myself. I'm going to start trying to be better in that aspect because I could drop music all I want.
Yeah,
I can want people to like listen to my music.
You're gonna be the best singer in your house.
Right, exactly. In my shower.
Absolutely.
But if I don't drop content, visual content, marketing, there's no.
I agree. I agree with it 100%. I was just saying that, like, at least the people that I've been, a lot of the people that I follow, and that we work with now, like they're starting to be very intentful. They're starting to be very smart.
I feel like Southwest Florida's at that point where again there's a lot of
new
they're
people.
learning. They're learning.
But again I feel like we've sort of figured out what is actually working. With even like content, a lot of people want to drop things that look more professional.
Yeah, so they're taking their time with it. They're being smart.
The little random.
But it's also you're gonna get in your own way if you keep taking too much time. I learned that on myself.
No,
I always sit here and just like pixel peep and it's shit that you guys wouldn't even never seen. It's just me.
I agree.
Fucking my own head up.
Mm-hmm. And but again, I feel like it goes back to there's a lot of people doing it too, and honestly, making it's making, like I told Fabi, making it to everybody's different.
Yeah,
you know I mean?
like it'd be genuine to you.
Some people think about making it, and again, maybe the younger ones is I get the big bag, the fast cars, the big mansion, the grills.
Yeah.
You ain't got to market that way all the time, but
yeah, no, I get it. But
I'm
saying it's just like at this point, it's like.
For us, our whole thing is about being sustainable, being genuine to yourself, being true to yourself, and being smart about your craft and working hard. At least for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
that's
like
that's the surface
virtues,
of it.
Yeah,
it's the surface of it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to put yourself out like a J. Cole, he plays the role of a homeless dude. Like you think of the broad statement of it, he don't give two fucks. That's his narrative.
Yes.
When T.I. came in, he was the rubber band man. He comes in.
Well,
you gotta have something
the way I see it sometimes too, and again, I know art is different from music, but this year I kind of wanted to take more time taking art out, because I can paint 7 pieces in 7 days. You know
true.
what I mean, I can drop one a day.
Yeah, but it's gotta have meaning.
Exactly. Yeah. So then I like to maybe slow down a little, maybe give a little story to the pieces.
Dude, you can slow down.
You can exactly. But again, I feel like a lot of people see it like that. Like, yo, I need to have this much content out because people won't listen to me if I don't have 12 different songs. I can sound 12 different ways. Yeah. I'm just trying to prove something. But they don't see the visuals behind it. They don't see the importance behind actually juicing up an actual song and making it be worth something.
It's like you're doing right now. You do the paintings. You're known for Saiyan sessions. We know about the parties that you throw out. Now you're adding on this. You're doing different things. So you're jumbling it up. If you're gonna do music, do music. It's not as easy, but there are free events. There's events that we can put you on. There's events over here. OTP has some. There's something everywhere that you can put yourself out. Bring your own banner. If the mics are fucked up, bring your own mic. You can learn that from Danville. Danville started doing that. You look at Danville. He's jumping on tables.
I could chairs on tables.
Yeah.
When I see that shit, I was like, this nigga wildin'. Like he is real. It's like a signature thing. Like he'll just put it up. I'm like, oh hell no. Like he really has a chair out. But I understand what you're saying. It's and consistency too. It takes a lot of consistency on the things that you're.
But again, be real to yourself.
Absolutely.
Be real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's got to be genuine. It got to fit with you.
Yeah.
But don't just be carrying around ice creams and just be like, oh, I'm known as an ice cream man. No.
Yeah. And and like one of the things that I'm trying to really focus on for 2020 is really being mindful about like where I'm putting my energy. Like we've really started kind of honing in on the main goals that we have. I know for me, like I spent 2019 really having a lot of I had a lot of cookies in the oven, I was just creatively trying a lot of different things because I was introduced to this creative community that was inspiring so much in me. And I was like, all of a sudden the realm of what was possible for what I could do was just exploding because I was like, I always wanted to be on a podcast. I didn't know I could be on a podcast. Now I could be on a podcast.
Same.
I didn't know I could throw an event and do this. Like all of a sudden there were all these things that were always things that I'd had in my head that I thought of, but was like, no, slow your roll, bitch. You ain't never gonna do that. And now all of a sudden, like my dreams are so much bigger, but like that can all of a sudden derail your concentration because now instead of feeling stuck because I had no options or no opportunities. Now I have so many opportunities that I'm stuck because I don't know what to just choose and move forward with.
Right.
So really just making solid decisions and finding the right team, finding the right people that you want to partner with, finding people that you genuinely trust because you can't do it alone. I've learned that.
You can't do it with everybody.
And you can't do it with everybody.
There's people who just want to eat. You know what I mean? That's the truth of it.
They don't bring no food to the table. They just sit down and ready to eat.
If you're not useful, you're useless.
Yes, but again, it's important to, I feel like, give everybody a chance.
Yeah.
This way you see your workers. Yeah. And you see who's not, and next time around again. And I feel like at this point we've been doing it for a while that. Yeah. You already know who you want to work with. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially when it turns this much serious where you're putting so much time, you're putting so much money, you're putting a lot of effort. You know what I mean? And we genuinely love everybody that we bring out. We don't bring out people
so excited. I get so excited about every person that comes out. We get it out.
We talk about it for months. We're like, yo, who are we gonna have? And as soon as we start throwing ideas, we start playing off each other. And yo, this person and that person, and it becomes a beautiful thing because again, that's how
the Sailor Moon season came about.
And how we picked each one of you girls. It was a very special thing because, again, we wanted to be able to represent every little corner in Southwest Florida, and I feel like that's what we did with this Sailor Moon season.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was so much great energy and so much talent.
Me. I was like,
the whole night I was just vibing.
Nah, for real, feel me on this. Sailor Moon is one of my favorite animes ever of all time, right? So when he put the idea out and offered it to me, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Absolutely. I'm a Sailor Moon. Like, can I be Jupiter? Like, I was like, let me do it. You know what I mean?
We all got to come out to the TV Nerds Comic-Con in April as those characters. Yes.
Bro, let's do it.
I'm so serious.
I like how all y'all stuff just interlocks with each other.
Yeah.
Like y'all doing something. She's a fan of the Sailor Moons. And then be like, oh, let's go to our friends, the TV Nerds Expo.
I see. I'm 5 steps ahead every time. You're going to learn that. You're going to learn that.
Have you seen the show Heroes, right?
Yeah.
You know how there was that one guy that used to like paint shit? Yeah. I always used to look up to him, and sometimes I'll make paintings, and I'll be like, that's gonna happen. Just watch it happen. So again, sometimes I love doing my own original things because I feel like I'm creating an idea for the future. You know what I mean? If I get
dude, we need to bring out all the artists for that as their characters, dude.
Okay, well,
for the Comic-Con, that's a whole sidebar.
I'm still thinking my costume.
April 11th?
Yes.
TV Nurse is throwing a huge, Comic-Con Expo sort of vibe.
Ooh, I've never been to a Comic-Con.
Performers.
So if Victor has turned you into a character, you need to get on the ball about turning that character into life. And you need to come out to this Comic-Con.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be legendary.
Yes.
Oh, you sew?
You put the blonde back in.
You do something back there? You sew or something?
He was actually the 6th member of XMBIX, another 5. But he used to wear blonde hair, and I had him in a little painting with a little blonde hair.
Yeah.
So maybe going back.
Yo, I so judged you so hard. Thought you was a basketball player, bro.
Stereotypes.
Sorry about that.
No, he's an angel over there. He is a rock star.
He's a rock star back there.
Whole rock star.
We turned his boy into a Rugrat.
Yeah, April 11th for sure. Try to make it out here because it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah.
Mystic Mansion has been a beautiful place for events.
Oh man,
really
I love this place.
It was home for the Sailor Moon season, and again, one of the most beautiful thing about it was the energy that was carried around throughout the whole show. Because we started out hard, Ashley. We went just jump right into the show.
Her. Yeah.
The way Ashley,
she's so tiny,
and again, to me,
she has so much voice, like so much. Like, she's so intense.
Her voice is what makes her unique.
Yeah,
but also like her whole persona. I was talking to her after the show, and I was like, you know what? She's of that type that like she carries so much swagger and so few moves. Like she can just kind of drop back and do like a little like yeah, no, I'm again, cool, and like she does so little with it and just carries so much confidence in such small moves. I'm like, that takes so much skill. Like it takes so much skill to just sit in your pocket and feel your vibe and like just know you got it. I'm like, I could eat her up.
But again, I feel like she's super
her up completely.
I feel like that's just who she is.
It is. You have to just embody that.
And again, that's the beautiful thing about having young artists is that you see them doing these things very young without even like trying.
You, girl.
And so like I feel like again that's something that you want to develop. We want to develop when we see something like that.
I didn't even know she was that young.
Yeah.
I
so
was shocked. I was like, "You're what?"
Because she just carries herself.
Yeah, I was like, "What you doing in the midst?"
She is such a vibe.
Yeah, she's dope.
So I feel like it was a beautiful way to start. It kind of set that bar very, very high. And then
I like Fabi's energy.
Yeah, I know.
She looks at shit. Again, she just be like, "This pen,
yes,
Sharpie.
It's a Sharpie.
I'm gonna write on myself.
Sharpie is gonna make the world a better place. It's permanent. I hate you.
Yes. This is why I love having her on my team. It's like there's no matter how stupid of an idea I have to be like, yes, I love that. That's gonna not work out as well.
Look at his face.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't. No. You gotta check him every night.
No, that's what I love about Victor. We straight will like tell each other the truth about things though. Like he knows that like I'll throw a bunch of ideas on the table and he'll be like,
I see her face.
Nah, yes, nah.
You know when she's excited. You know when she's excited about something. You know when she's kind of like,
I'm the same way.
I'll think of something else.
Yeah, when I'm super hyped, I just make like noises. I'm just like, oh yeah.
I'm kind of like as if you just shot the winning shot.
Yeah.
And you just like,
like
I swear, don't be around me. When I'm bouncing ideas off of people, I'm just like, oh.
But see, that's why Victor and I like collaborate so well. And I will shout this out to people if you're trying to work with people. Like my biggest motto is take what you like, leave the rest on the table. Like if it doesn't work for you, that's fine. If I throw an idea out there and it sticks, awesome. If I throw an idea out there and it's garbage to your life because it's just not relevant, then like that's no sweat off my back. That's not gonna hurt my feelings. And we have this
conversation a lot of times where she'll be just shooting things at me, and I'll be like,
you'll be like, swat.
Fabi, please, just like, you know, there's certain things that I feel we have to consider. We have to think about this, and again, I've done this for a while, for a good minute, so I feel like I've
and I always trust your judgment on that.
I might not want to deal with. I might have been in situations that I don't want to put myself back into, and some of these things are new to her, so she'll be like, yo, let's do it. It's like, no, maybe not like that. And so there's and I'm
always open to,
sometimes I see her so excited that I try not to say anything, but again, it went back to just communicating and getting on the right page and being like, hey, look, if you like something, I'm gonna try it. If I don't, I'm gonna go ahead and be as honest as I can. Yeah. But there's no point on like lying to each other. You know what I mean? No. There's no point on like having that fake energy. Yeah. And again, it's been very balanced.
Yeah. It helps us both grow. You know.
And again, we can be honest to each other without having to feel bad about the other one. Yeah. Not being too happy about our decision. No,
at the end of the day, it's like whatever moves it forward in the best way possible. Like I got no pride in that. I just want to see us win. I just want to see everybody win. So like my idea helps that win, then awesome.
But the community works with each other. Okay, of course. He's doing his events, then I'm doing the narrating. She's the artist. You could do the catering.
Just put it all together. Mix it on up. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, for real. It's a good recipe, man. It's a good
People
recipe.
hungry out here.
Trying to eat.
That's a fact, though. So
you better be cooking soul, though. It better be soul.
Yeah, put some
everything I make. Everything I make has a little bit of my soul.
I didn't say use your soul.
Adobe
it better be soul.
That's the secret ingredient is the soul.
So then after Ashley, we actually had Sunshine Mambo.
Oh my God,
she was dope too.
She came.
She's like Latin fire.
It's kind of hard to say that anybody had a weak set.
Nobody had a weak set.
But Sunshine Mambo, again, when she went back and forth with her happy stuff and her really sad, depressing stuff,
she came out rapping in Spanish, and she was like, just
she had background dancers.
I was like, girl,
I was like, hold on, I need background dancers.
What she did for this show was legendary because she had her own salsa song. Nobody writes salsa anymore. You know what I mean? You didn't even touch salsa. She had her own salsa song. She had backup dancers.
Dude.
And I feel like one of the things that
wasn't this her first big performance?
Yeah,
like that was insane to me.
Her energy throws me off, but in a good way. In a good way.
What's up?
She is so like. But then she sound like Biggie just came out the side like
yes
yo, you know how this is going, and then you talk to her, hey guys,
like the nicest
what?
Yes, no,
it's like night and day when she
came to slay.
And that's exactly what she did.
I love her.
Yeah, you don't expect that from her until she opens her mouth and you're like, bitch, what?
You got bars like that?
Right.
Bars, yeah. She's like, and I'm gonna bilingual. I'm gonna drop some bilingual bars on you.
Yeah.
Right. Salsa can rap her ass off.
Yeah.
It's like
control her moods like that.
What? And then she had crowd presence for it not to be her first. This is to be her first big. She had crowd presence already.
Oh yeah.
She must have visualized at the house. That's a big thing.
That makes an artist. You gotta be practicing in front of the mirror, like with toothbrush, like
looking stupid too.
To yourself, like, no, that's not gonna work. Okay, let's do it like this. You know, I feel that.
And then we had Ms. Reina Sands.
Girl.
So you performed the song and you danced the song, or you performed two songs?
What did I do? I performed two songs and then I danced, I think. Right?
I think it was two or three. Three songs. Three songs and the dance. Yeah. You took it off for the dance. I was like, this girl getting it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was dancing a long time.
I feel like, I think it was like half of your pants looked like they were just like,
I could just rip it off, right? On some Janet shit. Listen, I'm going to be on that level. Wait for me. Don't sleep.
and again, the dance performance that you brought, it wasn't just like, you dropped it and twerked it. Like, no, like it was. No,
it was so beautiful. You're a fantastic dancer. You're a fantastic singer and performer and all around, girl.
It takes a lot of practice.
And the biggest thing is after she blessed the mic the way she did, she was like, all right, well, I sang and all that. That was cool. But what I'm about to do, and she just started dancing to
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Thank you.
was not waiting for that at all.
I try okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. So a lot of the times I don't know what to perform. Like I don't know if I should just sing or if I should just dance.
Because you can do a cover too.
Exactly. But also I'm trying to stray away from doing covers and more doing like original pieces. Yeah. So because I only have so many, there's a limited amount of original pieces. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna dance. Like this is original too.
Girl,
you know
if I could dance like you, I'd be dancing all the time.
She's like,
trying to do the snake right now.
Do the
Let's
snake.
do it.
Move your body like a snake.
I can't dance like you, and I'm dancing all the time.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was really fun, and the crowd was awesome. And then I had Genetics. Genetics is an artist here too. So he asked me first time I met him. He saw me, I think, at Poets Room. First time I met him, he was like, "Yo, you gotta be on my album." Hey. And I was like, "All right, okay, whatever. Like, I don't even know you, bro. Like, you know." And then I'd never heard none of his music, nothing. He was like, "You gotta be on my album," and I didn't take him seriously. I'm not gonna lie.
How do you make music before he asked you to make music?
Have I made music?
Yeah. Have you had anything out yet or no?
Yeah, I had. But yeah, when he asked me, I was just like, I don't really know you, and I've never heard your music before, so I'm gonna think about it. But then he really But then after that, I was really like, maybe. But then after that, he was like, nah, I'm serious. Like, let's meet up or whatever. And I was like, how about you send me what it is that you're trying to do, because I don't know you. You feel me? Like. And you didn't even send me none of your original tracks. Like, I don't know what you got going. Yeah. So we sat down at his house one day, and he presented a beat to me. I was like, okay. So I wrote my verse, and then he wrote his verse. I was like, okay, let's mash it together. And we came up with like the chorus too. It's called Time Waits for No Man. And we came up with the chorus together. And I just heard him like singing this melody. I was like, are you saying? Oh, you could really make music. Okay, bet. Like now we're on board now, you know? Yeah. And then when I heard him spit, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So that was one of the songs we did. And then we also did another track. It's called Solo. All these tracks are on Apple Music.
Solo.
It's called Solo. It's featuring Oscar. He is a California artist. I've never met him before. I've never talked to him. The most that we've done is follow each other on social media, and I think he posted like the song, like tagged me, which was like big ups to him, you know. But I never met him, and then I heard the track, and I was like, oh, I'm fucking with this. This is the vibe. So then we made that, which I also performed. And
you guys got a pretty good friendship too, aside from just making
music
together.
Yeah. Genetics is a dope ass individual. Like we will go to karaoke night and just fuck it up. Like
you can honestly feel the vibe when you guys perform together.
Yeah, that's my homeboy.
I feel like to anything that you do.
Yeah, he's a really cool person to be around because he's real chill, you know. Yeah. But then he's such a musical genius. Like he's a hip hop head, you know, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate that from any artist that I come across. But when I'm making music with you, and the fact that the chemistry was just so right, we made the song like 30 minutes tops. Awesome. Yeah. And I was like, yo, I could work with you. And then he's always trying to put me on, and I appreciate that. Like,
that's awesome.
Somebody who's musically like supportive too. And so we just share that kind of relationship, and it's a really cool dynamic, actually. So. Yeah.
So awesome. Again, and I love that bond between, like the friendship bond, you know what I mean? Because again, one of the biggest reasons why, a lot of people don't see the whole big circle to what I'm doing with the shows. When I started doing the shows, there was supposed to be a message to every single one of the shows, and the first 6 messages were points of creations made by male energy, and those 6 first points were easy for me to catch. I was able to learn a lot of the things that I did last year, but when it went to the last 6, it became really hard to sort of understand. See, I do a lot of studying with what I want to do, and the last 6 were female energies, and I couldn't get it last year. It didn't make sense. It didn't click, and then I just happened to have bonded so well with Fabi, which I feel like that's sort of that female energy that I'm finally getting into the shows.
Yeah.
So starting of the year.
Yeah, it was so perfect.
The seventh female energy point with the whole female lineup. I felt like
so dope.
And again, I feel like you guys brought that balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You really show that on the performance on stage, and I think it's a beautiful mix of how accidentally things can beautifully happen.
Yeah. Sometimes when things are meant to be, they just happen.
And we're all so different. Our styles of music was so different.
Yeah.
That I was just like, this is like the perfect energy, like perfect atmosphere for me to be in and to be inspired creatively.
Yeah.
Because you always want, like we were speaking about earlier, the avenues that you want to take, picking one avenue and then using the rest of the avenues to open up different doors. And
Absolutely.
I felt like creating those bonds with these other individual women and them being women, you know what I mean? like that feminine, divine energy, like queens all sitting up, like queens. Just being dope. And this is no shade to my guys, you know, but just like
just some dope females,
dope ass females
owning it,
fucking up the game, like. And it's just it's very inspiring, actually, and it makes me want to reach out to these now, you know, several artists. Be like, okay, well, we should collab because
absolutely
it just builds a better.
You know, I want to hear all of that.
Yeah, me too. Like if we imagine if we all got on one track together.
That would be some fun.
Be one long ass track.
You feel me? But it'd be worth it. It would be worth it. Like
I don't think I want to listen to.
Don't sleep. You sleep. You be sleep.
After 4 minutes, I'm out.
That's low-key how I felt about the show. I was like, 6 females. I don't know, but I was wrong. I was
no. 6 different artists. That's different songs. Yeah, but one track.
All right. So put us all on an EP then.
Yeah, there you go. I'll listen to that.
Okay. We'll get some collabs. It's so funny though, but like literally, I'm always like,
you could, right?
Easily, yeah, hell yeah.
You do it if you do it effectively. You sleep. You sleep.
Yeah. If you do it effectively,
you know, like everybody.
He's talking from experience.
Yeah, he is.
From there, and I always see it as Janelle and Valeria's.
As
a duet.
They are such a vibe.
But if you want to go to Valeria first, because Valeria did perform first. She had her little ukulele set.
She's so cute.
I love her so much.
She's like a little hippie
and the song,
artist.
And the song her and Janelle did at the end too. Like it's so beautiful. Like it like touched my heart in such a way that like it like made me emotional. Like I told them at the end, and like she wrote that, and it's just such a really beautiful song, and she's such a beautiful songwriter. I know she had a cold and she still powered through it, and she did such a beautiful job. And like I love watching her perform. She's the nicest human being.
She's so cute.
And
she's like a little porcelain doll. I'm like, yo, how can I get?
She's fully like on the whole environmental. Let's save the world.
Yes.
How much more we
She's
can
a humanitarian, definitely.
Big.
And I just loved like everybody like sitting and like just feeling that vibe and like
intimate.
Actually, they did that for Janelle's ukulele.
Yes.
That's when they. I don't know. I just felt like the vibe just kind of mellowed down for a little bit, and
so
like
perfect,
everybody kind of wanted to sort of take it in.
Yeah.
I think actually Janelle started her set with a dancing routine too.
Yeah.
I think she did that first, and then she sort of like after wind down and sat down, and everybody just kind of sat down.
She's such a phenomenal dancer as well.
Yeah, had everybody sitting on the floors. Like, what the fuck?
It was a nice little kumbaya moment.
I love it.
I feel like that was the type of connection that the crowd probably had with the artist. That it took Janelle sitting down physically for everybody to just kind of come sit down, had that whole, like you said, kumbaya moment, and it kind of set us up for our last artist, which was Anna. And Anna had been, her biggest thing was she sort of went like a stage somewhere where she could be a little bit up higher.
Yeah.
And again, we didn't have a stage here at the time.
Yeah.
Now there's a stage.
Hey, look, we broke out here, bro.
But no, it was so perfect.
But since we already had seen it with Janelle, it's easier to get the whole crowd to come out and sit down and give her that atmosphere. Because Anna had performed at your house for the Shay sessions at the very end.
Yeah, when we were all sitting around the campfire that was like super intimate.
And it was, and that little vibe, it kind of set the idea of what her set was going to be like and where the vibe and the environment was going to be at. So when it came to the show, she was a little worried that it was going to be too much of a house party. Yeah. But we were able to kind of mellow it down and campfire it up.
Because she's such a beast. Like, she works with me in my bakery. So, like, I remember the first day she came to work and she was like, have you heard my music? And I was like, honestly, I'm going to be real with you. Like, I haven't. Because I'm not going to front with somebody. I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, I love your catalog. It's so good. And I don't know shit.
Go to the bathroom, go check it out real quick.
Yeah, like, I'm just not going to lie, you know? Like, I'm never going to dog anybody, but, like, I'm also not going to, like, boast about some shit that's not real for me. So I was like, but let me listen. I want to listen. Like, let me hear. And she starts singing for me. And I was like, hold up, bitch. Hold up. Hold up.
You've been singing this whole time?
I got pissed. I was like, how are you not everywhere? Like, how are you not everywhere? And she's like, oh no, because like I'm like she really is fully curating what she just wasn't like, she didn't want to bring anything out until she really wanted to bring it out and in the way that she wanted to bring it out, and I respected that. But like, I hit up Yano, her boyfriend, and I was like, yo, what the fuck, man? How you hold like how it like what? Where's she been? Like, why isn't she ever, like, I was like, how are you keeping her a secret from me? And he was like, nah, she's dope. She's so good. But like, I've been hearing her sing all those songs. Like most of the guys from XNVIX didn't even know she had that song with Yano. But I've been singing along to that song for so long, like in the bakery, because I like, that's my girl.
You knew about this song?
Yeah, I knew about that song.
God.
Yeah. See, I know everything that
you gotta keep secrets in the industry, man. You can't just break everything.
But not a song like that, though.
But when they are ready to break it out,
I don't tell things.
I expect.
She won't get no more secret songs anymore if she do that.
No more.
Yeah. She won't get no more secret songs if she do that.
I learned. I don't snitch shit. I keep my shit secret.
I thought we were friends. I thought we were closer friends.
Look,
it's fine.
You know how many unreleased tracks that's in my arsenal?
You're not being fair.
Yeah. Yeah, don't act like you don't get songs. You haven't heard things.
I always tell you everything I hear. Not everything.
I'm looking at you. Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Well, heads up.
Well,
heads up, Sajinka. If you get tracks from artists and they just want you to listen to it,
no.
Snitches get stitches.
Facts. Because that'll be the last time.
Now everybody's thinking about the people that send me music.
Yeah. I'm so hungry for music. I'm just like, I won't tell anybody. I promise.
I got at least 3 artists that send me stuff early, and they're always like, hey, bro, you want to listen to a little song? It's like, yes, please.
No, she's just always singing in the bakery. It's like,
I got that, but
she's my soundtrack. It's amazing. Like,
it's amazing.
Like, girl, and she's just such a vibe. She's such good people. She's got such a fun personality. Like, it was just and so to finally get to see her perform, it was so good. I was so ready.
So yeah, overall, again, I feel like the whole show, it was a beautiful, beautiful experience.
It was a vibe.
I don't know when we'll see something like that again.
I can't wait. Let me know, cause I'm waiting for you to be like Sailor Moon season part 2. Like part two.
We'll see where we're at.
Don't tease me.
After February.
Yeah, we gotta get
talking about February.
What's on the 8th?
The 8th.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And I had no idea we were gonna come back this fast.
I know that we threw this one together kind of quick, but we've had this one. We've had this one on our minds for a long time. Yeah, I've been begging for most of this lineup for a minute.
And the way it came around is a beautiful thing.
It's so perfect.
It's one. It's not my favorite yet, but it's one of my favorite lineups. I feel like it's coming with a lot of energy.
Oh,
I feel like it's a beautiful. It's gonna be a beautiful way to start Valentine's Day. Prepare ready for that lovey-dovey sort of vibe, and then at the same time, at the end of the show, which is really really throwing it down with LYG and Juicy.
And it's LYG's birthday that week, so we are having a birthday, party.
It's my best friend's birthday party too. Or actually, birthday.
It's not my birthday right now.
No. Again, I have other friends to share music with me.
I have you didn't know he has other friends. You're not the only one.
But the thing is, it's like a 10-year anniversary since I met this kid.
That's awesome.
We've been friends since like 2010. We met like playing soccer, and he's been like my right hand ever since. So he left to college and decided to be an adult, and I told him I was going to be a kid forever. And I'm still a kid. So now I'm throwing a whole show for his birthday.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So again, there's a lot to celebrate for, and
dude,
again,
it's gonna be so much fun.
One of the biggest reasons behind the reason we're throwing this to help us get to New York.
Brooklyn ain't ready for us.
I was just in New York. It's such a vibe.
See, dude, this is why you needed her energy, because I'm so
excited. It's such a vibe, y'all.
And I'm excited.
We stayed in Harlem, right?
I got my dollar bin. I got my dollar bin flyer today.
The dollar bin flyer dropped today. Big here to the dollar bin.
Yes.
Our
what are y'all doing in New York? Come back.
Showcasing.
Run it back.
Showcasing. There's a gallery showcase.
The dollar bin is a platform that throws shows. And their curator, Curve King, Damien, big shout out to him.
Shout out Damien.
I met him almost over a year ago, and dude, the second I went to his show, and again, he was just casually sitting in the couch. I just sat next to him, and I was taking everything in. The first time I had ever gone to New York for an art show, and I'm taking everything in. And I'm like, yo, I love this. It's such a little vibe, like the people here. And he just kind of started telling me more about like how the show ran and how close the community was, and the meaning of like having people that are actually gonna be at your shows, because the Dollar Bin had like 200 followers maybe, but everybody that was following was at that show. So it showed me that having less followers meant a lot more than having
plethora of followers.
They didn't mean anything if nobody.
It's about
was
how hard your people
shows.
Rock for you, and and genuine love.
He broke it down to me. He told me a lot of things that kind of inspired me to come back to Southwest Florida and throw my own shows. I met him in December. January I came back. I ended up linking up with Ace of Fates, and I had my first show. So he really inspired me to do something more. And he's having his his own third show that it's been like almost a couple of years, or I think it's been like a year or so that he's thrown one. So when I saw every artist down in Brooklyn getting invitations, and all the visual artists I've been following for a while, I was like, can you imagine? And he's like, yo, check your inbox. And I was like, what?
You got an invitation.
Exactly. And so again.
And then I just bribed my way in with sweets and goodies and my charm.
By myself, I told him that everything I've been, because he's been watching me for a year now. You know what I mean? He knows what I'm doing down here with the Saiyan season shows. Yeah. This is why I tell people how important that they are to me. The turnouts, the visuals, people sharing it. All that means a lot, because it's not just South Florida looking at them. I have people in Virginia. I have people in North Carolina looking at them. I have people in New York looking at them.
We've got Funky Gallery out in LA now.
You know what I mean? We have a lot of people like with the eyes on the shows, and this is why it all means it means more for us to get bigger, because then it gives us like a platform for like, again, me and Fabi now, and she got invited as an artist. She's not just coming with me as a friend. Yeah. And again, I was able to kind of create that friendship to where we're coming together. Yeah. We're both part of the show, and then she's going out to LA, and again we're trying to.
I'll be doing 2 showcases out in LA. One with an artist, Vaccine. We're still kind of figuring out. He's got like a little project that he's working on that he might be a part of. We'll see. And then a showcase that we're trying to set up that he's got a solo showcase with. And then I'm talking to Funky, I think tonight or tomorrow. About he's got a very similar showcase that's very similar to the Saiyan seasons. It's called like the Funky Gallery, and it's just such I got to go to it the last time I was out there, and it was just such a great vibe, and it reminded me so much of the Saiyan season. So like I'm trying to like create this bridge. I'm like, yo, like, and when he found out I was coming to LA, he was like, yo, can you do desserts for the gallery? I was like, yes,
yeah,
please.
And again, like that's how big of fans we are to like the whole community and all the artists.
Like creatives love creatives.
Aside from like us trying to get out, again, we're not trying to just get out there for ourselves, but we want to get out there and find platforms for our friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's even you girls, you know what I mean? If you guys are trying to really, because like, you were just up in New York and you could have linked up. Because last time the Magic went up there, I actually linked them up with people that were part of that show, and he was able to find open mics. So again, if we can all help each other to when, hey, I'm gonna go vacation at California, and she can just be like, hey, hit up my dude, he can probably find you something to do. The same thing when artists come down here, they'll have actual platforms.
Absolutely, because like I have family in LA, so like for me going to LA is like to see my grandma, my cousins, and like my aunts and stuff like that. So like I'm trying to make it I'm trying to make it also beneficial for my business. And, you know, now that I have a business, it's like my grandma's 92. I try to, like, and she's from the world. So, like, I try to go see her as often as possible. But now that I have a business and I have things going on, I'm like, I have to make this multifunctional. And if I can expand my network, if I can grow as a creative while I'm doing it. You know, I got you. You know, I got you, Icy. But yeah, you know, like it's just, to me, that's always just the logical way to do it, you know, like, because I want to travel. I want to, you know, I want to just see more and do more, you know, because it just makes me a better part of my community here. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, it makes you a little bit more of an asset. But again, yeah, so that's the Dollar Bin. So we're going to be part of Dollar Bin 3. We're very excited to go up to New York. And again, this is why the show was what it was. But again, like I was mentioning earlier, there are things that you have, there are fees that come with every show. And there's stress that comes with it too. So it came to a point where it was like, do we save all this stress and save all this money for the next couple of weeks and then fly out, or do we give it to the people?
Give the people what they want. And by the people, I mean me.
Me
Give
too.
Give me what I want, and I want this show.
We'll be out that weekend. Fabi's out for the rest of the month, so we figured that it was now or never. And so we did what we had to do, and you know, now we're here. Now we get another show. Now we're getting prepared for another show. Everything's ready to go.
So ready for this show.
Again, and I want to keep bringing that female energy, the divine energy. So we had to bring out
our queen,
Just B.
Our queen, Miss
Oh my gosh!
And again,
I fangirl over Just B.
Oh, she's
genuinely, personally, a very, very good friend of mine.
She's so
amazing.
And
when she started singing, I was like,
can I show them the picture? I'm gonna show the picture on this camera. I see. Gotta put my camera on here.
When she started singing, because she taught me how to dance. Like that was my first dance teacher.
Is it lined up?
Yes.
Yeah,
isn't she amazing?
Oh my
God. She's like triple, quadruple threat.
It's crazy.
Get her commissioned. You can still get a commission.
Oh, she has a sale going on for Valentine's Day. Is that it?
I did a friend one with Victor. We did the session.
Yes. Make sure y'all follow Bianca J. Russell on Instagram. And
anytime that flyer pops up, you need to buy it. Venmo
and repost.
Give her the money.
Repost.
Kindness, the new one that she's been doing with
espresso and magic.
Yeah, the flower guns. She was drawing those first, and then just like made it into like a reality.
I have one. I'm like Bianca,
I have all.
Can I do a real life one? Can I do a real life one?
I have literal portraits, like what, like at least 6-7 portraits of just shit that she's done in my room. I love it.
My whole house is covered in
she puts a little bit of her energy into all the art pieces that she does. She always gives you something that's fully original, fully personal. The messages that she puts into everything. Again, I cannot begin to explain how premeditated her art is.
Brilliance. Like, for real.
She's gonna come out and just open up our show in such a dope way.
Yes.
I love you.
And then, like I said, she opened up my first show back in June of 2018.
That's
so
awesome.
Being able to bring her out, like I said, and just bless us with her all her magic now, and all her new new skills and like actual music. And she was asking me how big the stage was, so she might be able to do a little dancing. Maybe I don't know what she's bringing. I really don't. She's a multi-talented artist. If she goes out there and just like hums, I'll be more than happy. Which is what leads us into Magic. Magic has a lot on his pocket. Magic's coming with a lot of heat. Magic
he's my like poetic prophet. Like I love that boy so much. He's such good people, and like he's so talented. Like he just is. I love Magic.
Magic is a different artist. Magic's really coming with a lot of music that I feel like he might have been holding on for a while.
Yeah.
So a lot of that what we're hearing now, it's a lot of him actually growing up from all of that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of exciting. It's kind of exciting because he's telling a story now. Like he's not singing about what he's living. He's telling you a story about what he lived. So again, he might be bringing out Winter Part 2. You know, he has that in the he has that in the pocket. But we'll see. We'll see where he's at with that. An artist that it's been very, very familiar to the Saiyan season family, but it's coming with a new face. It's One Way. And One Way's actually coming with the whole, what he said, R&B set.
Yes.
And you know, like I said, the One Way is one of them very thuggish, very gangster, very like let's turn up
good
at the show sort of artist. So seeing him come out with an R&B set, I'm excited.
His vocals are so incredible. His raps are so incredible. Like his music is so good. Like,
and he's working right now. I feel like One Way is one of them artists who really wants
all of those behind the scenes clips are so brilliant.
Yeah, like, coming out their new management, Atomic Kicks. It's really
Drew
helping
is a
him
genius. Like
get a new face in social network, and he's getting him out to the shows.
And on the 4th, he's dropping the EP.
I had no idea. See,
what?
Dropping the EP on the 4th.
It's all.
You've been sleeping. I might have.
You've been sleeping. You not watching my stories?
I just wait for people to drop stuff. I don't care about when it's coming. I just drop it. That's what it matters. Because you never know when it's gonna come.
No, it's
so he's coming February 4th, and so he's dropping the EP on the 4th. He's coming out to the show on the 8th. So we're gonna for sure get some stuff that you're gonna be able to sing along to.
Yours for never. February 4th.
Yours for never.
Yours for never.
Right? Rocky Mount for the 14th.
It's going to be 3 songs. They're so good. I'm intrigued. So good. So good. So Wedding Rings, Perfume, and
somebody broke his heart.
Diamonds
and diamonds
or
and
he's
pearl.
really
diamonds
in love.
Pearl.
Like
this is gonna be so good. Oh my god. Y'all ain't even ready. Y'all aren't even ready.
And talking about not being ready, I'm not ready for Wonder.
Oh, Wonder.
I am not ready for Wonder.
His voice is so beautiful. He is such a vibe.
Wonder Life?
He's such a vibe.
I heard him.
I just want to.
Yes.
I've only heard him like live once. I think I've seen him perform one time. But even in the midst of that performance, it was really good. So that'd be lit.
And like,
Wonder's one of my favorite people. He has a lot of new music coming out. He has a lot of dancing music that it's just gonna get people on the floor.
2020, he's
and I'm sure he's probably gonna bring a little bit more of that new merch. I don't know if you've been able to peek at it. You have not peeked at the merch.
I haven't. What have I been sleeping on?
Okay, well you definitely gonna have to go ahead and.
We both need to wake up.
I'm not sure what.
I'm gonna wake your ass up. You need to wake my ass up.
His new shop, it's called. But you're definitely gonna go ahead and follow Wonder. He has all new merch dropping from shirts to sweaters to hoodies to.
Ooh, I'm gonna get some Wonder swag.
Everything looks so fresh too. Oof. Again, it's one of those drips you do not want to miss, especially for the summer. Start getting it now ready.
Summer drip.
And after Wonder, like I said, we got our boys, Drucy and YG.
Those boys, they bring out so much energy, and that's their home, like that's their home front.
Yes,
like that's that Bonita crowd.
And again, this is gonna show if they got love in their own little town. You know what I mean? It's about to get turned
birthday
a couple days before that.
It's about to get turned up in Maria's. Like, it's not even ready.
It's not at all. I feel like we've been waiting for the show for a while. All the hard hitters are going to be able to really be around each other.
Yeah.
Because, again, I would have put any of these people as a headliner at any show. You know
what I mean? Absolutely.
So this show is so stacked.
It's so stacked.
The talent is uncomparable. The energy from everybody is uncomparable. And actually, we're introducing the first Saiyan shop.
Yeah, dude. And all the vendors. Those are, Simply by JC. Her earrings. Her earrings are so dope. They're so dope.
Yes. Actually,
I can't wait to meet her in person. She's so stunning. Never met her in person? No, actually, we show so much love through Messenger. Like, she's, I love that girl.
I met her because she was one of the first visual artists that had her own little solo showcase. She did poetry. She had some artists come on and perform. She had some pieces out there. She talked about her art, the way everything went down. I think Underviews ran the whole thing. It was a beautiful thing, and it kind of inspired me to, again, grow it, make it a little, I didn't want to make it a little bigger, but it gave me that inspiration of showcasing myself. You know what I mean? This is where we're at with the type of art that we're at, and that's where I started for Jackie. Jackie has a nice little touch with everything that she does. So now that she has
her aesthetics are just so beautiful. Like her shapes and her colorways are just stunning. Like she really has such an artistic eye with that kind of thing. And then we've got Raven and Becky Doodler. Like those two girls, like I love their art so much. Like they're so vastly different, but like I love like Raven's stickers. Like they're like so unique and like nice quality, and like her art is just so interesting and different. Like I'm so excited.
Same thing with my girl Shelby. She's
she does
all my drips. Yes,
all your drips.
So and also Darby's coming back.
Oh my god, I love Darby. I haven't seen her.
I don't know what she's working on, and she's working. She has some new pieces.
Dude, her stuff is so phenomenal, and she cranks out too. Like she's constantly on her grind with that.
And
like
also behind the camera, we'll have my boy Doclet.
Doc. Oh, I love Doc.
He'll have art out there. He has the stickers. He has the.
I'm so excited for his clothes.
His new clothing line.
I can't wait to see that.
We got talking about clothing. We got Shopping with Joe.
Yes.
So shopping with artists, Joe. Like.
Right?
Yes, like yes. We have a whole shop. And
we have a whole little shop.
We wanted to make it that one art stop for anything you needed. And again, a lot of these brands are brands and people that we support. Yeah. People that we wear on an everyday and on an everyday occasions. We also got Gaia Healing Creations, which is Molly.
Yeah, she does some really interesting stuff too. I love her stuff.
Molly runs the Kava Tuesdays up in Bonita Beach. And again, she's the most supportive person you'll probably meet around here. She's the nicest little fairy. I met her.
I have not.
She's a cute little doll, and again, everything that she brings kind of has that earthy nature feel to it. And of course, Green Bites.
Oh yeah, you can't like that. That's my other pastry plug. Like it's so funny. Like I have no competitive nature in that. Like it's just nothing but mad love. Like I have so much respect and love for what they do because I don't know how they make shit that good without butter. Like for me, butter is like king in my world. Yeah. Like and
so wait, they don't make pastries with butter?
Yeah, they're vegan. Like vegan. Oh, okay. And their stuff is so good. Okay. Like it's so good. Like I'm about it. Like, and they're so like of the like earth and like conscience. Like it makes me try to be more mindful. Like really, it truly does. Yeah. Like Gian's made me totally try to look at my like how I do my baking and how I've done my business model because he's so smart with his business model. I have so much respect for Green Bites and what they've done.
And again, that's a beautiful thing, being able to have two, I guess, brands that are sort of alike. Yeah. You know what I mean? And again, I said alike from a very ignorant point of view, but most people would look at it as competition. You know what I mean? Most people would look at it as, who's going to sell the best, the most sweets, or who doesn't have the sweeter. No, it's not like that. You're actually taking it and learning a lot from them, which is again beautiful. And we'll have you out there too with some cakes, right?
Will be out there. I might have some treats for you. You know, I'm still your pastry pusher.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm your pastry pusher.
I'm your cake dealer. I'm your neighborhood cake dealer. You know.
Yeah, so we'll have all this out at Maria's restaurant.
What you need?
Brownies ASAP.
Girl, I got brownies for days.
I'm gonna eat up everything. Listen, that's
I'll
like my second favorite thing in this whole world.
My brownie, I will say this. My brownie recipe is so good. Like, because box brownies are so good. Like, box brownies, like, that you can get from the store are just, they hit. They're so good. Yeah. So I was like, I'm not going to do a brownie recipe until I get one that is, like, stupid good. Like, if it doesn't make sense to where it's like so freaking good that it doesn't, like, if it can't beat a box brownie, then why do it? Like, why? So like I literally, I waited and I searched for the right cocoa. I searched for the right butter.
Do your research. I
researched and finally I was like, oh, this shit right here.
This shit right here.
Box brownie, you can pack a lunch because you ain't got nothing on my brownies.
I'm dead.
Try me.
All right.
Try me.
Keep talk all that up so that I back it up. I will taste your brownies, right? Back it up.
Yeah,
so all of that, we'll have everybody is going to be out there at Maria's restaurant in Bonita.
Yeah.
February 8th. From 9 to 1 o'clock. Again, it's gonna be a fun night. There's gonna be a lot of different things going on. The venue's big. They'll have tacos. Seriously. They'll have tacos going on all night long. Drinks are always right.
Yeah, they do a great job there.
So again, it's gonna be about the atmosphere. A lot of like I said, a lot of this shows help for networking. You'll see a lot of artists who are really trying to work, and they understand the grind. You know what I mean? A lot of the love that we're getting around the city is from artists who really see us working and understand all the behind the scenes.
And I'll say this, like, I know I posted like a super in my feels lengthy like post about it the other day, but it was so true. Like, you know, for the Saiyan season for your birthday, I went and it was, I'd known you, I'd started to get to know Magic, and I knew a handful of the artists that were performing, but everybody that I kind of knew was busy. Right. They were doing stuff. They were performing. They were doing stuff. And I had stayed. And
you had just barely started to
meet a lot of people. Just started to get to know her. Like, I'd not met most of those people in person yet. Like, it was like I knew you through Instagram handles, and like I didn't even know your first name. So like for as outspoken as and you know, rambunctious as I am now, I still get kind of shy and introverted sometimes when I'm in certain crowds. I had been baking all night. A whole bunch of stuff had gone wrong. So like I was supposed to be vending, but a bunch of stuff went wrong. So I just focused on your birthday cake because that was what was important to me. Like, truly, like, your birthday cake was what was like meaningful to me. So I was like, I gotta get this. Fuck everything else. I gotta make sure his birthday cake is dope as shit. So like I just put my focus on that, and then I brought the brownies for the vendors, which were all supposed to be like individually boxed, but then they wouldn't fit in the boxes. So I just brought through it. I was going through it. So like I was on like no sleep. I was stressing, and I was just not feeling my best. So I get there, and like I was having such anxiety and such like social anxiety about things, that I was just like, I was in my head dogging myself the whole night. But the performances were so amazing that like it got me through the evening because I just focused on that and was like, this is amazing. And then at the end of the night when Magic was performing, I started talking to Abstract at Justice and had this beautiful interaction with him where he was so kind and so genuine, and we just started vibing out to Magic set, and like literally that sparked a friendship with him, and I ended up doing his birthday cake and then your son's birthday cake, and like that moment, like that taught me that like, you know, you can, like, sometimes you have to fight through those insecurities and those moments because you might have 5 minutes at the end of the night where you make a connection with somebody that creates a whole deeper meaning, and it created our bond so much better because of that night. And now like that fact that we're going back to Maria's like 6 months like later and I'm co-hosting, like it's such a surreal feeling. Like I went from being there feeling like I knew nobody, feeling so alone and so insecure,
to taking over
this bitch. And like it's such a testament to like just keep pushing through. You might doubt yourself with your business, you might doubt yourself with your creative passions, you might have nights where you're just like, why am I even here? What am I doing? I'm failing, I'm messing up. But
I can attest to that.
Yeah, you might have like a 5-minute interaction where because you showed up, because you just powered through and you were there, you might create bonds that all of a sudden you might be co-hosting the next Saiyan season, you know? So like show up, come out, even if you don't know anybody.
And again, if I can jump in really quick, because we're here and we're a Mystic and we're expecting we're another story that I heard like that is Cody. Cody comes around here a lot, and the first time he ever hit me up about anything was the Sailor Moon season, and dude was like, "Hey, bro, so when's the show?" Like I had just met him at Kava, and I told him about it. Show didn't start till 9. I think he showed up at like 8, and he just started helping me set up, helping me do this and do that. And he talks about like how he had just been going through like hard times. He wasn't sure of what he wanted to do, and he ended up at the Expand Network, and now he helps out with editing. Sometimes he sits in a couple of podcasts, and he's messaged me so many times like, "Hey, bro, thank you so much for like inviting me that night, because without me coming out to meet you at your show, like I would have never met any of the building, been able to do what I do, meet the people I have met." So again, and that's the one thing about the beautiful show is
you'll find
good
your tribe.
People come out, yes. Yeah.
And if you don't feel like you're finding your tribe, come find me. We'll dance.
Your
I'll fuck with you. We'll talk. We'll have a good time. Like if you're feeling awkward, like come see me.
I think that's a lot of us in here. I got social anxiety. You have it. He has it. A lot of us.
And it's really funny. It's inspiring to hear you talk about it, because I kid you not, earlier today I was like, I don't think I'm going to go like to this. Like, I was like, I don't think I'm going to come because I'm really tired. And I just feel like I'm so sorry. I forgot that this is a real camera. Yeah. It's looking at me.
Yeah. No, it's a decoy camera. I got decoy cameras on you.
Yeah, I forgot it was even in front of me. I'm just like, what is this thing? Yeah. But no, I felt that way earlier today. Yeah. Honestly, I was just like, I don't think I'm going to go. I'm really tired. And I ain't got no sleep.
Now
I'm
we bonded
sick.
For life,
right?
Girl.
And then I came, and it's almost like you said that story for me. Like, bitch, you thought she wasn't coming. You came to hear her say that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the presence. I appreciate the energy that you guys.
It's gotta like. Forward. I think the one thing is, and I'm going back to getting out of your own way. You have to tell yourself, like, I know when I stopped working and I started doing this as a job, it was so hard just to get up because you had the leisure to fucking lay down.
Chill,
and then I'm like, I have to like I did it for a week. I did nothing for a week. I know legal will probably be mad at me as soon as we got in. I was like, oh, so tired.
Right.
Yeah.
But
and then you be tired when you ain't been doing not a goddamn thing. You be like, man, I've been off for like 7 days, but a bitch is tired. Like,
how? I wanted this job so bad. I wanted to do something that I love, and I'm finally able to do it. And then I just couldn't start the first week and a half.
It's hard.
Because I was so used to the system. Hey, you got to be here. I got to drive fast to try to get there before I be late. Do I got time for a McCafe?
Dude, no, you don't. Like so many of my friends and family that like aren't in this community are looking at me like, girl, what are you doing? Like, what do you mean you're going to like rap rap show and you're out on all these concerts and you're doing podcasts?
Disconnection
like, what
to other people.
They have no idea
because they think you must have to actually physically grind.
Like break your fucking.
They're like, are you making money? I'm like, I don't know, bitch. Why are you getting in my business like that? I don't ask you what your finances are.
What you talking about?
Actually, I just recently.
You don't know me like that, even though you know me like that.
I recently heard my parents have a conversation about the Maria show. So it was the first show I invited them to, and obviously I invited them because it was my birthday show. I was throwing the whole thing, and my mom's like, we were in the venue, and there was all this sort of people like tall, small, black, white, Hispanic, old, young. Like they all like did all different colors, all different things. And we thought Victor was just going out there to vent, and he was gonna have a little table and whatnot. And then we saw him up on stage, and we saw him kind of like talking to everybody, and saw that he was actually organizing and running the whole thing, and they had no idea whatsoever that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And like it's hard to understand, explain like why I'm doing it. And like I'm almost like, where does this all have to do with what you're doing with school or what you're doing with your career? And it's like, it doesn't. Like,
I'm getting all kinds of questions like, well, why are you going to New York? Like, you can't sell pastries in New York. I'm like, just don't worry about it.
Right. Just mind your business. Let me rock, bro. Like,
right. You can watch me on the glow up. It's fine. Don't hate.
You start loving me when everybody else is loving me.
Right. Then you'll be like, I was there with, man.
You're there telling me I couldn't do it. No, but no hating. It's all love.
I mean, it's all support and love from everybody. They're just
but
like,
again,
what?
I feel like that sometimes fuels you into kind of creating that new narrative and being that one person that does it differently and fits
I do me.
Before I do anything, I do me. Like when I wake up in the morning, that's what I do. I do me.
Yeah. So that's what we got coming up. That was a little bit of the Sailor Moon season.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Rena Sanford.
Thank you guys for having me.
We appreciate you.
When I blow up, when people
are gonna go back to this.
I'm be like, oh my God, my first podcast.
Yes, we were her first. We popped her cherry.
It was nice meeting you. It was my first time meeting this gentleman. But
I mean, we met, but not on like
not on this kind of time. We didn't really talk.
I got you. When the cameras come off, we can.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much, Icy, for
the platform. Thank you.
Getting this pumping.
I just
when we make it, we'll be like, hey, ICK was our first podcast.
Right.
When y'all make it, I'm gonna be in Georgia in my little area away from everybody.
Directing that new Batman movie. Huh?
Exactly. That's what I'm doing.
Speaking into for wishes.
Yes.
And of course, thank you so much.
And it's gonna be good.
Batman Icy Edition.
Yeah.
It's getting cold.
I gotta have a cool ass director name. Like something.
I like Icy though.
I had that, but maybe.
We'll figure it out.
I'll help you. I got you. I got you, Icy.
And Miss Fabi, Bad Gal Fifi, thank you so much.
Yes.
Your input is always very important to everything that I do. And you know what I mean? You give me that balance into whatever it is that we're building here in Southwest Florida.
I appreciate
that being
you.
Said, we hope to see everybody at the Saiyan season show.
Yeah.
February 8th.
Let's get it.
We'll get the next
I'll be there,
season
definitely.
sooner than later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Even though Favi is like a girl, she's your nigga.
Yeah. She really is.
I carry a lot of big dick energy. I got that BDE. You know I got a lot of that BDE.
Look at what Carson's birthday is gonna turn into.
Right.